Tonight, a Coronado family's long nightmare is finally over. The search for the man charged with molesting their young son came to a violent end in Manhattan this morning.
San Diego 6's John Carroll shows us how authorities caught up with him more than 2 years after he skipped a court appearance and disappeared.
It was early June of 2012 when prosecutors say 32-year-old Charles Molester molested a 5-year-old boy in Coronado. On Monday morning, his more than 2-year run from the law came to an end in a hail of gunfire. After being arrested and charged with child molestation, Charles Molester's family paid for him to be bailed out. He was due in court a few days later for a pretrial hearing, but he never showed up. After that, the trail went cold. That is, until last weekend, when Molester was featured on the new CNN show The Hunt with John Walsh.
Charlie offered to, put a washcloth on his forehead and sit next to the bed and just monitor his temperature every now and then.
On a night in early June of 2012, Charles Molester was at the Coronado family's house helping watch over Liam, who was sick with a fever. It was that night, when Liam's mother was asleep in the same bed where Liam was, that prosecutors say Molester molested the little boy. 6 days after Molester was supposed to be in court, police discovered his green Audi in a field in rural Georgia. Molester had removed the license plates, and inside the car, police say they found food, cigarettes, a case of Red Bull.
He got out on bail and went home, packed up the car, and headed out immediately. So he had, probably a 5-day jump on us. And we received, again, a flood of tips. After sifting through all those tips, one of them ultimately led to the capture, to today's events.
U.S. Marshal Steve German says that tip came from someone who said they had seen Molester and his black Labrador Lucky 10 months ago in New Jersey. Detectives knew that Molester had worked in smoke shops before, and that's where their investigation led them on Monday morning, to a smoke shop in Manhattan. When 2 marshals and a New York City police detective confronted Molester, they say he opened fire. They returned fire, killing him. All 3 law enforcement officers were hit, but they're all expected to be okay. Police say they suspect Molester had molested other children before and perhaps after the little Coronado boy. They say they found child porn and images of bestiality on his computer. They say it took this long to find him because when he left San Diego, he completely cut off all contact with family and friends, an indication, Marshal German said, of a true sociopath. John Carroll, San Diego 6 News.